the August 24th, 2021 Board of Health meeting. Somebody second, please.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So voted. And just a reminder that this meeting is being audio and videotaped.
And you need to take roll call votes tonight for Zoom.
Okay. Mr. Maderas,
Aye. Robert Maderas.
Mr. Davinian,
Yes, sir, that's an aye.
and I'm an aye. Move on.
2 for 2.
We don't have correspondence this evening. I spoke with Wanda, I don't have any correspondence, so we can move on to approve the septic designs.
How come there's no correspondence tonight, Tom? Tom? How come no correspondence?
I don't have that in front of me, and I spoke with Wanda today.
Yeah, we don't, there's nothing right at the moment.
And you lost me.
You're still,
You're still talking.
You froze
we
for a
got
second.
All right. Did you get that?
Yep.
Okay.
Whatever you said, Tom, I could hear. I don't know what you said, but it was all right. Wanda's gonna fill me in.
There was no correspondence on the agenda.
10-4.
So what I would do is move to approve the septic design
Which
plans.
ones do I use? This one.
Yep, keep going, Tom.
Okay. All right, so we have septic design plans, 143 Peckham Road.
Do we have that?
I reviewed most of these through my email. I don't know if anybody has any issues with any of the septic plans.
Yeah, one of, let me see, I'm going through them, Tom. I remember the first 1, 2, 3 on page 1. Morton Lane, I just got that.
Which one's that?
That's no number.
Lot
Morton
12
Lane,
Lawton's been around, but more than, and you might.
not 14, lot 15H.
100
Did I comment on the other ones? Wanda?
All the other ones but them 2 last ones.
Okay. The last 2.
Yes.
Came in right at the end. So I don't know.
One of them, didn't you comment, it came in really like late after the agenda was posted or something?
I was on vacation when I came.
And what's Morton Lane, new construction, 2 bedrooms?
Yeah. That was the 12.
Right?
You're required to have 3 bedrooms.
It's a 3-bedroom design on Morton Lane, but it's a 2-bedroom house.
Okay.
It's interesting.
I'll tell you what, Tom, I'll make a motion to approve 143 Peckham Road, 3 Hunter Street, 152 Keene Road, and 175 Middle Road. Those are the 4 that I looked at, and I'm okay with.
All right, can we get a second on that?
Yep, second.
All in favor?
Yep.
To approve 143 Peckham Road, 3 Hunter Street, 152 Keene Road, and 175 Middle Road.
Roll call vote, Tom?
Mr. Davinian,
I'm a yes.
Mr. Maderas,
Robert Maderas, yes.
and I'm a yes. So those 4 are passed.
What are we gonna do with Morton Lane and the other one?
Right, Morton Lane and 112 Lawson Avenue. That just came in, didn't it?
Yeah, it was the 12th, it was the last day.
level 10. I wasn't.
So I didn't really get to review those two. I don't know if Dave did.
No, I didn't, my motion did not include those two because
Right.
I think I received the emails for them while I was on vacation last week.
Yeah, yeah.
And well, I just haven't had time to look at them. If you two,
That's a good reason.
if you two have and you want to vote on it, go ahead, I'll
I
just
can't vote
abstain.
on it either.
I don't know if Bob reviewed them. I believe I saw, I think
I didn't see more.
I think 112 Lawson Avenues. I don't believe that, I reviewed that.
Joe, did you look at these plans?
Yep.
Is there any problems with them?
112 Lawson's pretty basic, it's a repair.
Yeah, what about Morton?
Morton's a little bit more substantial. I didn't see anything wrong with it. As my review didn't come up with anything wrong with it, but it is.
But you did read them?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at all of them. There's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on, even with stormwater in regards to this, because it's the extension of Morton Lane as part of it. It's got to go through conservation. It's got to go through stormwater review. It's got a bunch going on with it. The septic design itself is pretty straightforward.
I would entertain a motion to table that, Morton Lane.
So moved.
So there's a motion, and a second.
Is there a reason why you're putting that, moving it?
Well, I think it needs a little more review on Morton Lane. Joe?
Yeah, I mean, Dave hasn't got a chance to look at it, you know?
Okay.
It's subject to other permits too,
Yeah.
so,
That's what it is.
yeah.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay. Okay, that would be a second on my part.
they don't have a DEP number yet, and they don't have a letter from Natural Heritage yet.
No, so the motion's been made and seconded, so we're gonna table Morton Lane to the next meeting. The only other one would be 112 Lawson Avenue. I don't believe that shouldn't be an issue. That's a repair. Dave, I don't know. Joe?
You got a few variances on that one too.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman, you should do a roll call vote on Morton Lane first, and then
Okay.
I think we can just look at Lawson right now, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, they keep missing the roll call. I'm not used to that. Mr. Maderas?
Robert Maderas, yes.
Mr. Dominion?
Yes.
And I'm a yes on that also. That would be Morton Lane, so we'll move from 112 Lawson Avenue.
Mr. Chairman, I would just ask for 5 minutes to browse it over.
Okay?
About 7. Give me more time. I get to put my glasses on.
We'll take that time.
Cut this? While you were reviewing it? No?
You walk through the house.
Three bedrooms. It's a little range, one level range.
Supposed to be.
Yep.
Town gas. It's actually a room to do it, huh?
Yep. Yeah, it's nice. Pretty big.
Fairly flat. No water.
That whole area over there
4 feet, yeah.
is really weird. We dug holes 10, 12 feet down and not found any models, but you know it's wet in some places. No, this one had it, but as you go down, it gets
12
stranger.
feet, and you have a phone model in it, all?
No, 4 feet, miles.
This is models here, but I said this is just a strange area for models. Usually high if you find them. Sometimes it's a real fight. He's got the variance here, that 2 feet.
Mhm.
nothing wrong with it so far. We got the 3 variances, 2.
Let's just waive it again.
There's a waiver from the effluent filter because it gets in the way of the Presby.
At least it's a good system. I don't see nothing wrong with it. You, David?
No, I'll make a motion to approve the variances and the plan.
Second. Tom?
All right, we got a roll call vote on that. Mr. Maderas?
Yes on the variances?
Yes,
Somebody has to second that vote.
I believe they did.
I think we did already. Second on that vote
Okay.
for the variances, Robert Maderas, yes.
Mr. Devine?
I'm a yes.
And I'm a yes. And now we need a motion to accept the plan as specified.
So moved.
Robert
Yes,
Maderas,
second.
yes on the plan.
Have to second the motion.
Second motion, whatever.
Did you second that, Bob?
I did, certainly did.
Okay. All right, Mr. Maderas?
Robert Maderas, second, yes. Robert Maderas, okay with that plan.
Mr. Devine?
Yes.
I hate this.
Did we get that?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
All right. I'm a yes, so let's vote. Okay.
I thought we're all done with this, this TV things. I thought everything was gonna be in person.
All right.
Safer at the moment
All right.
that Tom's there.
Excuse me?
He says you're contaminated.
Can we go to discussion? We got a health agent report.
Yep.
Updates.
So just a little discussion about the positivity rate, something I know that we'd actually gone down last week. We were at 6.2%, we've gone down to 4.1%, which is a move in the right direction. We were getting a little high there. We continue to do testing, continue to do vaccinations on the weekends, on Saturday from 9 to 1. There was quite a few people last Saturday that got vaccinated, quite a few people that got tested. We're going to do it again this weekend. The state is coming in this time. They have a mobile unit. They're going to be available this Saturday for more vaccinations. I don't know what vaccine it is at the moment. Pfizer got approved. I think everybody knows that by now. It's going to be under a different name. The new medical term for it is Comirnaty, and it's for anybody above 16. But it's basically still the same exact vaccine that everybody's been given. It's just that the FDA approved it. They also still have an approval for 12 and under the emergency use. So everybody 12 and over can still get Pfizer, and then the same thing goes for Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. Jump out to the ticks and mosquitoes. The ticks and mosquitoes have been, ticks have been high. Always check yourself on the ticks. That seems to be the bigger problem. You know, keep yourself safe. Check yourself after you come in. Do anything and everything that you can to keep them from getting on you. The mosquitoes are not any issues this year. Where both the Triple E and the West Nile is low and or remote. The houses in Title V's have been super busy. You can see we had several septic plans, some new construction, but most of it's houses being sold. And that's about it for that.
Do you know what percentage of Acushnet vaccinated? Roundabout.
1%. I'm 1%, Joe.
Yeah, it was about half of the,
It's about that. Is this part of it?
people above 12 that can get it.
50, about 50%
Yeah,
people
something
over
like
12. And what percentage of Acushnet have gotten,
The shots.
no, not vaccinated, have actually contracted COVID?
Oh, since the shots? Or if they had the shots?
No, how many people,
Oh, I don't know, I'd have to get that number, I don't
like a
have that
percentage?
number. Yeah, there's a very specific number on that.
I'm just curious what the percentage is. Let's just say it's 5% of the town that's contracted COVID, because you'd add that to those who got shot.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what the totality is, what the total is.
I could go pull up some of that, I don't have it.
And I'm curious, like, how we stand versus other towns. Just, like, if you could put a flow chart together
Yeah.
at some point in the next week or so and show us where we're at, I'm just curious.
There's a great amount of information that the state keeps, and there's a live interactive section on their website that gives you all that information right down to the town levels. So you can see it. Really, they've done they put a lot of data in there, between the testing and who's sick and how it compares with the rest of the state. So yeah, I'll work on that, for sure.
Okay.
We're in pretty good shape, all in all.
I'm good, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, can I get a roll call to accept the health agent's report? Mr. Davinian?
Well, I'll make that motion if that's what you want to.
Yes.
Second?
Motion.
Robert Madera, second.
Roll call vote. Mr. Maderas?
Robert Maderas, yes.
Mr. Davinian?
Yes.
We're not hearing you, Dave.
I'll talk softer.
There you go.
Mr. Davinian?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm a yes. So, health agent's report's been accepted. Before we go to the noise regulations, I'd like to go to the community nurse and hospice care contract. Can you, Joe, want to just go back over that? Because I'd like to get that voted in this evening, if that's possible.
Yep, so after our last meeting, we went back to the community nurses and had a conversation with them in regards to the money that was voted in at the town meeting, which was normally the normal $13,000. You guys had come up with a plan of attack in regards to what they had changed they wanted to change their contract because of how much more work they've taken on, and the majority of it has to do with COVID. Because again, COVID is basically a communicable disease, as we all know, and they have to get in there and monitor that and contact trace and do all the things that they normally do with the communicable diseases that we've had, but now this is like 10 or 20 times more than what they were doing. So they came up with a time with a price per hour, and the board went back to them and said we only have so much money, and once we get that money, once we go through that money, we'll at that point we'll have to go to the finance committee and ask for more. So the contract was rewritten basically to include that kind of language so that they're aware of the fact that we have the $13,000, but it also gives them some leeway that they don't just stop doing what they need to do for us. And if we have to, we'll deal with it at that time. We've gotten some grants, so we'll continue to work through the best that we can. We haven't had to ask for any money from the finance committee yet, but chances are this year we'll have to.
Do we have grant monies yet for this?
Yeah, we still have a little bit left over.
Like, what's a little bit?
It's about $6,500,
That's
something
it?
like that.
That's all we got?
Yeah, but they're working off of basically 5.5 hours a week. Anything they do over 5.5 hours a week is then charged to us separately. So that's what, they originally started out with 7 hours a week, and we went back with the $13,000 as only being able to do 5.5 hours a week. But if they had to go over, that we would go into our grant money for that overage. And we'll just continue to do it as much as we can. Hopefully, this is gonna come to an end with Pfizer being approved and Moderna being approved. It'll start to slow down by
Well,
the
why is
end
it
of the
just
year.
got approved, didn't it?
Yep.
All right.
And we'll see what happens come next year.
I mean, we don't want to run a big bill and then the town's liable for this big bill.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. I continue to do all I can, and I know they're working really hard to keep it down, but I mean, they have to do what they have to do.
Yeah, I mean, they can't keep it down. If it's gonna be, it's gonna be.
Right,
You know, you can't keep it down.
we're trying.
I mean.
So, can we get a motion to accept the contract as specified for the nurse and hospice care?
Yes, I have one question before I make that motion. The signature page,
Just the chairman.
okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the contract, and the chairman will sign the contract on behalf of the board.
Okay. We got a second?
Wait a minute, before we go to the second, I'm gonna ask you a question. Are they gonna bill us quarterly, weekly, monthly?
They bill us monthly.
Monthly.
Mhm.
Okay. This way here, we know where we're standing with this nursing.
Yep.
You know, I don't wanna be billed 6 months down the road and get a bill that's gonna knock us out of our hands, you know?
No, but
We don't need that.
We're only approved for 13,000 for the year, pending grant money.
But I mean, if this thing continues the way it's going, David, it's gonna start booming up again.
Yeah, I know.
This is summertime, we weren't even supposed to have this viruses around now, but they're opening everything up. Everybody's communicating with everybody, this is what you're gonna get, you know? All right, there was a motion on the floor, right, Dave?
Yes.
Second.
We need a second?
I did, second.
Okay, can we do a roll call vote on that? Mr. Maderas?
Yes, Robert Maderas.
Mr. Davinian?
Yes,
And I'm a yes. So the contract has been
Okay.
approved.
So he's he's the chairman.
So right now, we have to go back to noise regulations. I just had one thing, I'm a little concerned about discussion regarding PJ Keating. We're in litigation right now, just to clue the board members, of course you know, we're in litigation at this time. We have court dates on the 31st, the 1st, and the 2nd of September. Just a little concerned about discussing new regulations where we're in litigation. So I don't know how my other board members feel in regards to the noise regulations and discussing that. I just need to know how everybody feels about that.
I think we should.
Mr. Davinian.
Of course, this is-
go ahead, Bob, go first.
I think right now, until the court cases are completed, I don't think we should be discussing any more noise and vibration regulations until this is all settled up in court right now. That's my opinion.
It's just that I'm a little concerned where we're in litigation right now. I don't know if it's a good point for the board to make any decisions on any new regulations at this time until, I mean, like Mr. Madera said that, you know, I'd like to at least get through the court dates before we do anything as far as new regulations. That's my opinion.
Well, I have my opinion also, so it's up to Dave, whatever he wants to do. He has his opinion.
As far as that goes, Tom, I would defer to town council. And do we have town council with us?
No.
No.
So, But I also, I went through them a few weeks ago and I made notes. I thought I sent it over to the office and perhaps I didn't. But I have all kinds of questions and comments regarding what the draft was anyway. And I guess if, without any advice from town council, I'm on board with my fellow board members to postpone any discussion regarding this item.
Yeah, I think it would be wise to at least wait till after the court dates and again, be in contact with town council when we go to do this. I just don't feel comfortable even discussing the noise regulations at this point.
I can make a motion to cancel until the court dates are done.
Bob?
I'd like to make a motion to cancel this until the court dates are done, and then discuss it with attorneys, town council.
There's a motion on the floor.
Well, I don't know if I want to second the motion because litigation could go on forever.
Well, we can't be talking about
And this is,
something that's in court.
but this isn't, my understanding, this isn't a regulation strictly aimed at them. It's a general regulation that covers other areas of
Yeah,
potential.
but it is basically aimed at them.
No, it's not.
Well, I don't know, I kind of disagree. I'd rather get the town council opinion on it. That's the only thing, Pat. I'm just concerned. I've been in these cases before, and it can get pretty sticky if you're discussing things when you're already in litigation with somebody. And that's my point. I mean, as far as myself, I really don't feel comfortable making any decisions regarding the noise regulations because it does pertain to PJ Heating. It does pertain to other issues and other situations, but it definitely does pertain to PJ Keating. So we're in litigation with them, and we're going to court in the next week. I'm just a little nervous about making any kind of decisions at this point. Not that we won't make those decisions, but I would just rather wait till after the court date. I don't know how the other board members feel.
Well, Mr. Madeira's motion was until all litigation is complete. That I'm not seconding that motion, but I'll.
Well, I meant not completely complete.
I'm looking for advice on. I agree with you, both, that whether we should or shouldn't be discussing, and such a regulation that would impact potentially litigation. But so what I'm seeking is advice from town council before we even discuss. But I also have questions that I need answered, and perhaps some of my questions should go to town council. So I personally would like some dialogue through our agent to town council before we discuss it as a board. So I make that motion to table the matter until the next meeting or the following meeting, or wherever that brings us, until we get proper guidance from town council.
I agree. That was my point.
Okay, well, I agree with your point. That's my motion.
All right.
I have no problem with it.
Yours?
Yep. Robin
You want
does
to
yes on that
second
motion.
Hey, can you repeat that motion?
Sure, I'd like to make a motion to table discussion of the potential regulations until such time as we get guidance from town council and potentially get questions answered that may have to be answered by town council, whether and to continue the matter until whatever meeting in the future it falls back on the agenda, wherever that might be. I don't know.
Mr. Maderas,
Yes, I said yes.
you second that?
Yes.
We'll do a roll call. Mr. Maderas,
Yes. Robin Maderas, yes.
Mr. Davinian,
Yes.
I didn't hear you, Dick.
Yes.
Yes, and I'm a yes. So I would say that we will discuss noise regulations at a future meeting. Everybody in favor?
Yes.
Yes, I believe we all said yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. And it's just a little difficult doing this.
I didn't hear you say yes.
Yes, I did.
I didn't hear all in favor, and then, you know,
Yes.
you're making it difficult for us, Tom.
I know. Well, I have a reason why, so,
Okay.
yeah,
You know, I can't hear too good, so you gotta speak up.
I know. I'm pretty loud. You can't hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now, you're yelling at me now.
Okay, so that's gonna go to another meeting.
Yes, sir.
At this point, we need to approve minutes. And I think let's see. Right.
We're tabled at the last meeting. Tom was
So minutes for November 26th. Mr. Maderas was absent on that. And it would be Mr. Davinian and myself. Can I get a motion to approve those minutes?
Motion to approve, November 26, 2019.
All right. Roll call, Mr. Davinian,
Yes.
and I'm a yes. So those minutes have been approved.
That's out. That's it, just those 19 minutes?
That was the only one, I believe. I think that was the only one.
Yes.
Was that the only one, Wanda?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we can schedule the next meeting, not sure what's good for everybody.
2023?
I don't have a calendar.
What are you scheduling for, 2023, Tom?
Say that again?
Nothing.
September 21?
Yeah, you. Time frame.
21st?
Yes.
Okay. Motion to meet on,
Is that for 6 o'clock?
well, it'd be 5:30 is good.
Yeah, right. I'm still pounding tower at 5:30.
I'll make,
Come on.
I'll make a motion, the next meeting be September 21, 2021 at 6 PM.
Thank you, David.
Second the motion, Mr. Maderas.
Yep, second.
All in favor?
Yep.
So voted. We do a roll call on that. Mr. Davinian?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Maderas?
Yes.
And I'm a yes. So our next scheduled meeting will be September 21st at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I couldn't get the 5:30 in. Oh,
No. Can't-
I
Not,
tried.
not in the summertime, Tom. You know that.
yeah. All right.
Unless you don't want me to attend, and then I won't attend.
I think that about does it. Anything else?
Nope,
I
adios,
don't see
amigo.
anything else. So we get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second, 6:20,
6:40.
6:40, I'm sorry. One.
Mr. Maderas?
Yes.
Okay. So yes, we are adjourned.
Bye, Tom.